Are electric vehicles the green heroes we make them up to be? The late Ferrari CEO Sergio Marchionne had some insightful ideas concerning electric vehicles. Although they're frequently heralded as the environmentally beneficial mode of transportation for the future, Marchionne indicated we may need to dig a little deeper. He brought up several important issues regarding the actual environmental effects of electric cars, which may not be as environmentally friendly as they appear. What, then, was Marchionne concerned about specifically? In order to understand the electric car revolution more fully, it's worthwhile to investigate his point of view. Should we? Italian-Canadian businessman Sergio Marchionne, who was born on June 7, 1952 and died on July 25, 2018, was well known for his astute financial acumen and uncomplicated manner. He was most renowned for having saved Chrysler and Fiat. Marchionne didn't back down from challenging circumstances or talks, particularly when it came to the car industry. Throughout his career, he held a variety of positions, including chairman of CNH Industrial, CEO of Maserati, CEO of Ferrari, and CEO of FCA US LLC. One of his signature communication styles became being straightforward and honest. Tailpipe emissions and the broader environmental cost. Marchionne's worries about how electric cars will affect the environment serve as a stark reminder of how complicated the situation is. Although electric vehicles are a terrific way to reduce exhaust emissions and improve the quality of air in cities, there are some serious concerns about how sustainable their production is. For instance, mining the basic minerals needed to make EV batteries, such as nickel, cobalt, and lithium, can be quite harmful to the environment. Numerous issues, including pollution, habitat destruction, and even water scarcity in the mining areas, might result from the methods used to extract these resources. Therefore, even while there are obvious advantages to electric automobiles, there's undoubtedly more to the tale when it comes to their overall environmental impact. For example, the extensive use of water in lithium mining, particularly in regions such as the Atacama Desert, may seriously affect local communities and agriculture. This prompts us to consider the true cost of electric mobility in terms of ethics and the environment. Additionally, cobalt mining is a significant industry in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This brings up some difficult moral issues. The notion that electric vehicles are environmentally benign becomes complex when one considers their association with grave human rights violations, such as child labor and poor working conditions. The social and environmental responsibilities of the whole supply chain for electric vehicles are raised by all this. The growing number of customers that place a high priority on sustainability is driving up demand for products with transparent supply chains and ethical sourcing. People clearly want to know that the environmental efforts they make aren't contributing to bad activities in other places. Without a doubt, solving these problems is essential to a brighter future. A good first step towards sustainability is working across industries to create ethical mining methods and look for substitute resources for the manufacture of batteries. It involves striking a balance between social and environmental issues to make sure that technology is not only more environmentally friendly, but also more equitable for everybody. However, as you know, there are different viewpoints. Consider Sergio Marchionne as an example. Regarding the possibility that electric automobiles could worsen environmental conditions, he made some really bold claims. He underlined at Trento University how if we don't address the problem of sustainable energy generation head-on, a global transition to electric vehicles may potentially result in a rise in CO2 emissions. He's got a point. Are we really making progress if all we're doing is replacing gas guzzlers with electric vehicles that run on coal and oil? Isn't that sort of a sad reminder of reality? We must make sure that the energy sources used to run our electric cars are as sustainable and clean as possible. If not, we might simply be exchanging one issue for another. It's not quite carbon neutral to go from raw materials to a brand new electric car. Just consider how much energy is used in factories to produce batteries and how components are transported across countries. It all adds up, particularly if the energy is derived from good old fossil fuels. One such example of this is China's dependency on coal. It's as though, despite our best efforts, we aren't really making progress towards producing cleaner cars if the energy used to run the factories is polluting. Not in that way. Here's where renewable energy steps in to save the day. What if the factories used hydroelectricity, solar electricity, or wind power instead of coal? All of a sudden, the procedure is much greener, cleaner, and more in line with the overall feel we're looking for with electric vehicles. Ensuring that each stage of the process, from production to driving, is as environmentally friendly as possible is the main goal. We need help from governments, businesses, and average people to hasten this shift towards sustainable practices and renewable energy. It's important to make sure the fuel we use to power electric vehicles is clean and environmentally friendly, in addition to driving one. Consider a country like Norway. Because of their amazing hydropower project, people are significantly reducing their carbon emissions when they plug in their electric cars there. However, in some nations like Poland or India, coal remains the primary energy source. In certain areas, the carbon impact of charging an electric automobile may not differ significantly from that of filling a gas guzzler. Location, location, location. It's everything, isn't it? The environmental calculus of electric automobiles can be completely altered by the energy mix of the location where you're charging. We must continue to advocate for increased use of renewable energy sources everywhere, because we're only reaping half the rewards of switching to electricity until we do. So let's drive towards a genuinely sustainable future by turning the switch on renewable energy. Challenges in battery disposal and recycling. As fantastic as electric cars are at reducing pollution on the road, there's another aspect of the story that has to be discussed. What happens to all those batteries after they're retired? They may be excellent for driving automobiles, but when they wear out, they may be a major pain. Consider this. If we're not cautious, we're going to see a huge amount of battery trash building up as more and more electric vehicles hit the road. And with all the possible environmental risks, that's not something we want to be around. However, there is hope in sight. Engineers and scientists are working tirelessly to figure out how to improve battery recycling methods. They're investigating a wide range of interesting techniques, from simpler direct recycling to more complex hydrometallurgical processes. The objective? To make battery recycling environmentally friendly in addition to efficient. Who else we know is onto something? Sergio. He's all about taking the big picture into consideration, particularly in regards to electric automobiles. His expertise on life cycle analysis entails a thorough examination of each phase of an electric vehicle's existence, from birth to demise. It's a wise decision, since it allows us to examine these cars' true, raw effects on the environment. Research has indicated that electric vehicles often exhibit a lower carbon footprint in comparison to their gasoline-consuming counterparts. However, there are conditions, as you may be aware. As an example, everything hinges on the energy source used to charge the cars, our ability to recycle the batteries, and even the source of the raw materials used to create them. Yes, there's still work to be done, but one charged mile at a time, we are progressing. Making the most of electric vehicles requires addressing these issues head-on. It's similar to honing a dish to make it even more delicious. You have to adjust the ingredients and the cooking technique to bring out the best flavors. Imagine this. We begin by increasing the level of environmental friendliness in our energy sources, both for producing and recharging electric vehicles. We're already off to a better start if we use cleaner energy right away. And then there's a whole recycling thing with batteries. After those batteries have powered the last mile, we need to start using them more wisely. It's similar to giving them a second chance at life and rescuing them from the trash. The intriguing part comes from when you consider the various technologies that are involved, like hybrids and hydrogen fuel cells. Their different approaches to reducing emissions and enhancing sustainability in transportation make them similar to the hip cousins at the family get-together. For example, hybrid vehicles combine the advantages of electric and gasoline driving to reduce emissions and fuel usage. Then there are plug-in hybrids, which combine the best characteristics of both fuel and electricity by enabling you to switch between the two based on your needs. When Sergio promoted these alternative technologies, he was well on. They're like more tools in our sustainability toolbox, helping us create a cleaner, greener transportation future rather than just a one-size-fits-all solution. So yes, let's continue investigating these possibilities and making progress on the road to a better tomorrow. The green superheroes of the road are hydrogen fuel cell automobiles. It's pretty darn cool, because they actually only release water vapor. They also have several advantages that even electric cars could be jealous of, such as extended driving ranges and incredibly fast refueling periods. It's like the ideal combination of practicality and sustainability. However, there's always a but, isn't there? Before these hydrogen marvels can truly take off, there's still a few obstacles to overcome. I'm referring to matters such as production, storage, and distribution of all that wonderful hydrogen. You know, it's not just as easy as flipping a switch. It's necessary that we address the infrastructural issue in order to ensure the survival of hydrogen fuel cell automobiles. And when it comes to infrastructure, policymakers are crucial. We're discussing things like expanding the infrastructure for renewable energy, providing opportunities for people to switch to electric vehicles or hydrogen-powered vehicles, and enacting strict laws regarding emissions and recycling. It all comes down to laying the foundation for a more eco-friendly and clean driving future. A balanced approach to sustainable transportation. Although they are revolutionary, electric cars are not the only answer to our transportation problems. When Sergio Marchionne urged us to pull back and consider the bigger picture of what these electric cars entail for the environment, he had some merit. Like, hey, let's not put all of our eggs in one basket, he seems to be saying. We must expand our thinking and consider options outside of the autos themselves. We're discussing a complete change in our approach to getting from A to B. This entails developing renewable energy sources and building the necessary infrastructure, in addition to enhancing electric car technology. It resembles a piece of art where each component must precisely fit the others. Marchionne's method pushes us to think creatively and unconventionally. It's not enough to merely cling to our beliefs. We also need to consider every option and choose the optimal course of action. But hey, that's really fantastic. As a result, we have the opportunity to truly change things and create a future in which sustainability is a way of life rather than merely a catchphrase. The problem is that we're not alone in this. It will require collaboration and teamwork from all of us, including governments, businesses, and consumers. Furthermore, some international cooperation wouldn't go amiss. We can create a transportation system that is not simply cleaner and greener, but completely revolutionary by combining our resources and expertise. The path towards sustainability is worthwhile, so let's get our hands dirty and get to work. What do you guys think about electric vehicles? Let us know in the comments below. Hit the like button for more engaging content from us, and thanks for watching.